Hello, you are welcome again. It is time for Feggicolla Chat. You are welcome. Nice to know that you will be watching again. You'll be watching later and you'll be joining in. So I'm hoping I'm not on my own today, but just in case I'm on my own, I know I'm here with you guys who are watching, and it's nice to know that yes, I've got support from other people. Some people are unavoidably absent, but hey, we will still do what we have to do today. You are welcome. We're going to sing a song we used to sing back then, a unifying song, and that is what pulls us together as Feggicolla sisters. You are welcome for those joining us online. Thank you, and I will take the song now. Let's sing One Love, Keep Us Together.
Understand, everybody has a day and the sun stays away. Take heart in a new tomorrow. Little more love between makes for a brighter day. Never need worry, let one love set you free. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, struggle to stay alive. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle to stay alive. Somebody tell me, oh, why do we fight it? One love can set us free. We just let it be. Take off in a brand new day. Good love is all we need to take the clouds away. Never need worry if we just let it be. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle to stay alive. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle to stay alive.
So if you know the song, come on, let's sing it.
You never need words, no, let one love set you free.
One love, keep us together. Whatever set, 92, 91, 98, 94, 85, 86, 2020, one love, keep us together. Feggicolla girls, one love. Keep us together.
One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle to stay alive. Somebody tell me, oh, why do we fight it? One love can set us free. We just let it be. love is all we need. Takes the clouds away. Never need worry if we just let it be. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, struggle but staying alive. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, struggle but staying alive. You never need words, no, no. Let one love set you free.
You're welcome, Abatu. You're welcome, Buki. Keep us together.
One love, keep us together. One love, keep us together.
Okay, maybe we'll continue our song later.
Don't you worry.
Other yellow, other purple, red, green, blue.
One love, one love, one love, one love,
90 set, 94 set, 2020, whatever year. 1984, 1982, 1970, whatever. As Feggicolla sisters, one love keeps us together.
tell me.
We'll continue that song later while we join. Thank you for joining in. I'm sure everyone is busy. Like when I started, I was like, I hope I'm not going to be on my own today, but I'm glad I've got Avati here and Buki here to join in, co-host. Thank you very much for finding time. Okay, so today we are talking about sports and competitions at Feggicolla. It will be incomplete if we don't find one of our sports celebrities join us. It will be an incomplete because they have the stories to tell of how they represented the school and, reliving those moments. Speaking about those moments will actually enable even those who are leaving Feggicolla this year or maybe next year, wherever, the current students to actually relate to whatever they will be talking about today. And they were able to even say if it's actually better now or maybe it's there's nothing like that anymore, things like that. So it's an incomplete program without the celebrities themselves. I call them the sports celebrities of Akure. Okay, so today, pictures. Can I hear you? Buki, can I hear you? Oh, I can.
Hi, Bomi. Can you hear me?
Hi, Buki. I can't hear Avo too. Oh. Okay, can I hear you now, Avo too?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Better. I can hear you now. So looking at this, like I say, see the innocent face of that little girl there. That's in it. See Avotu's face.
Hello, Bomi.
Yes, I can hear you, Avotu. I can hear you. So we have I think pictures we used to have then were pictures of pictures of the match past. So people used to get involved in marching. Like some of us, I won't say we the lazy ones, but those who can't find themselves either in sprinting or in what were the other sports then? We'll see. I was in Red House, and I know we used to do all this match, even in the middle of the night. Woke us up for those matches to go to that corridor, that road, that long road, to go and practice because we don't want people to see our
formation.
Yes, formation. I know you were in yellow. Did you do that as well?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Do you want to talk a bit about it? I think you remember all the vocabulary.
That's exactly what you said. We used to go practice at night, and everybody used to find their own solitary spot, each house, so that you can practice your formations. You didn't want other houses, to steal your formations, or know about your formations, to try so that they don't try to outdo your
Yes.
formations, because those were the judging points for match past, in those days. It used to be fun times,
Yes, yes,
you know.
yeah, great. Great. I'm glad I have a cool match pass person here.
I was in Yellow House, matching whatever, but I was not in Feggicolla, the school matching team. No, for
Oh,
whatever reason, that never appealed to me. But I
mm.
was good at it. I still sometimes show my kids,
Oh.
how to keep your hands straight when you're marching, and all of that.
Mm.
My daughters do cheerleading now. I used to say that, oh no, we
Wow.
never had cheerleading back
Yeah.
then, but we had, sprints, and we had match pass. I've always been the fans club person, though. And up till now, I still am. So I've never been the one to run, but I'll be the loudest voice hailing, oh yellow, oh yellow, you know.
I know. Wow. Yeah, that was cheerleading in its own right. Without the acrobatics and without the jumping and
Deal.
all. Oh, it was fun then. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
lingo. For plinko.
yes. Well, wait, before we go, let me actually see what the next thing is. What sports are available? Yeah, what sports were available then? I think there were uh, uh, apart from match, but it was just sprinting, and I remember handball
There
because I
was
was
there
handball.
was soccer too. Remember that female coach that was so very vulgar,
Mm.
that
uh,
came to teach, yeah, she came to teach soccer.
Okay, maybe that was what Bola Jayala was talking about then.
She was so vulgar, and that was why I didn't join the soccer team.
Mm.
I um yeah, she just she used to say very vulgar stuff. Carry your guinea corn. Oh gosh,
Mm.
I
Wow.
couldn't stick it. I couldn't stick it. And I
Mm.
believe we had volleyball.
Did we? Okay.
It just was not as prominent.
Mm. I don't think there was basketball because I can't remember
No,
seeing any baskets,
no.
any pitch with a basket.
Gbemi Babalola would and Nini Lola
Nini would have,
Shediwe would have been in.
yeah, would have been scoring goals. Yeah, we were limited actually with what we could. I don't know why. Come to think of it, why was that? Was it due to inexposure, or I just don't know why, or were there no teachers to train? Because we had PE teachers now, I can't even remember.
Yeah, we had PE teachers. I just think it's a Nigerian thing. Even look at now. There are
Mm.
some sports that you wonder, why don't we have participants in the world stage? Swimming,
Yes, I
you
know.
know.
I
So
always
it
wonder.
was, they just wanted the basics.
Mm,
Sprints was the easiest. Long jump, high jump, the field, track and fields were the easiest. It could also be that they couldn't just find teachers or people who could come teach,
mm,
because I don't think those sports were funded.
no.
Unlike here, you will pay
Mm,
for those things.
yes.
You pay
Wow,
extra for those things.
that's interesting. Hmm. Okay, particular management. Hope you're listening. Why are those spots not available? And if you're a new well, if you're I mean, I'm talking to viewers now. If you just graduated and you're thinking, oh, actually, we have them now, we have swimming, we have this. Oh, please tell us about it. It'll be nice to know because these are things that need to the management need to have a kind of restructure, even if it's funding, to source for funding to be able to get girls to go into these things. It would really help nationally and internationally as well. Okay, thank you very much. And these are the birthday people for August. Can you remember any of these people? We have Power King and how about you?
How about you?
Can you hear me?
Presido, yes, we can hear you.
My earpiece is just acting up. I don't know why.
Yeah. Do you know any of these? Can you speak about any of these? Taiwo Kende. I know. Okay, Yellow House. That's Buki. Buki, you should know the twins in Yellow.
Yes, I know the twins. They were in our house, in Yellow House. I still can't differentiate them. I couldn't when we were in school. So we just used to do Twin C. The what's their last name?
Oluwanifiche.
Oluwanifiche twins. You don't bother to look for who is Taiwo Kende. You never get it right. They were two.
Yeah, that is true. Even up to now, it's just makeup that is making it up for them.
No, there's much difference now. Plenty of difference.
Really?
Yes, you can tell them apart now.
I can't tell them apart still.
If it's true, if they go there, like no, you still see.
I can.
Okay. Well, you've been in association with them. I haven't seen them for the past how many years now? Decades.
Since we graduated.
I haven't seen them. That's great. That's great. So, how about TT? Welfare. Is it social?
To be honest, I really can't remember Titi. I know the name, but for the life of me, if she was one of the quiet ones on the class group, I will not know her. I cannot remember her. I can, and that's so odd. Sometimes I may not remember the name, but I will remember the face. Or if I can't remember the name, if I remember the name, I may not remember the face. For her, I remember the name. Yeah, but I just couldn't. I don't think we had any interaction whatsoever.
Titi Adewale.
Yes, as in she and I. We've interacted more on the class platform than I can remember interacting.
Even before the platform, Titi Adewale has always been a loud person from school. Hi.
I can't remember her.
I remember her.
Yeah, I don't think our paths didn't cross anyway, so I didn't get to interact with her in school.
Yeah,
greenhouse is usually people within your house, and if you're in the same class, the way Feggicolla is set up, some people you may never even get to speak with, but they are there, they exist.
But that green, yellow, and red, we were in the same.
Yeah, we're closer to each other.
Exactly. Such that even if you don't interact, that at least I should have seen you at some point. I can't even just remember, other than our class platform, I can't remember any interaction with her. It's so odd. And for the kind of personality that she has, a vivacious personality, right? So I'm like, how did I miss that?
There's some people I remember. I know I can attach things to them. I can attach some characteristics to them, but we've never had the reason to say hello, But that's how life is. Feggicopedia is not here. I wonder what is holding her back. She would have been able to download most of these things. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Who were the sports celebrities? I want to begin to mention. Over to you, number one.
Sports celebrities where?
Sports celebrities of Feggicolla. Now all the speakers. Hey,
bravo.
You are quite a few.
Yeah, mention. Bobo.
Bobo. You are quite a few. ID was there. There's ID. There's Jumikelo. There's Bobo. There's Ekpoyemi Ojo, that was the blue house.
No,
There's
green house.
Basira.
Ekpoyemi
There was
was in
Basira.
Ekpoyemi is green also.
No, there's one Ekpoyemi Ojo in blue house. 93 sets.
our junior.
Okay,
Yes,
maybe.
our junior.
Okay.
There was Lolade.
Basira Yellow House, our
There was
junior.
Nika Odele.
Yes.
Um,
Manina Nikki.
Anaita. I'm just calling school relating.
Was Anaita part of
Yeah, Anaita was in red house. She was part of school relating.
No, she was in blue.
Anaita
She was in blue house. Anaita was in
Yeah.
blue house.
Yeah, I didn't
Then
know
for high jump, we had Anointia.
No.
no.
Yes,
Yes.
Anointia was very good in high jump. Yes.
Wow.
I think she played a bit of football, but like somebody mentioned that there was a coach that came that she was too vulgar. Yes, I remember that. I think that was what pissed me off as well. She was too vulgar and too abusive, so I had to leave.
Yeah.
Then there was
abusive
I
and
think our
vulgar.
seniors, there was Dewande Palaye, there was Anike Bamishaye,
Yes.
Red house, yeah.
there was Ifeanyi Ibunike.
Yes. If anyway, we need
Oh, I'm just trying to remember. No, there were quite a few, quite a lot.
Yeah,
quite a lot.
Oroma, is it Oroma?
Oh, Mama Madi.
Ahmadi, I
Madi,
remember
yeah.
short legs.
There's Mama Madi. Yes. There was Bimbo, so Bimbo was in blue house, but I mean yellow house was our junior.
Then
Okay.
some
Jumoke
of those
Akimbereshe.
Namibians,
Jumoke Akimbereshe was also our junior in blue house, yellow house.
There was
Jumoke Akimbereshe, she was in yellow house.
Yes, our junior Jumoke.
She was our junior with Bimbo.
Bimbo.
Then there was Bimbo, yes. Then there was Tayo from Red House. There was quite a few, quite a large
yeah,
number.
there's so many of them.
I'm just trying
And
to.
then we had the Namibian ladies that could do the field. The field
short put.
No,
Yeah.
one was good in javelin, one was good in short put, one was good in discus.
Yes.
Yeah,
Then we had this very fat lady that can throw discus. Is it Inka? What's her name? If that lady throws a short put, if it lands on your body, you're finished. She was very thick.
If anybody throws short put, you are finished.
No, but this particular senior, she was thick. Her build was like a man. Hey, boy. Then Amina Momodu used to throw javelin too. Yellow house. Yes.
I remember Amina Mahmoud. I remember
Amina Momodu was in yellow house. Yes, she was in yellow house. She threw javelin as well. Go again. That's all I can remember.
Oh, you tried. Because you guys were the ones being representing the school and all of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see the next one we have. So, yes. The next August celebrants. We have Victoria, we have Ariola, and we have Tolu. Oh, let me remove that. Yeah,
Victoria Red House.
Yeah, she was in Red House.
Yeah.
Fico.
Fico, yes, so with her short hair. She had low cut. Those were the ones that once it's is it Rising Bell? You see,
Chinaka.
Quickly,
she used to work with one girl called Chinaka that wears thick glasses. I don't know if you can remember Abumi. There's this other girl. I think both of them used to work together. Chinaka. She used to wear thick glasses. Chinaka Igwagu.
Yeah, I've heard.
It was in Red House. Her glasses were, in fact, I don't know what to call those glasses.
That name.
Yes, exactly.
My own is the Feggicolla picture. That's where my own brain. I see the picture. Okay, yeah, I know you. And now, yeah, wow.
Who's the other person?
There's Tolu. There's Ariola. I know Tolu was in F class.
Yeah.
All the F class girls, all the Larry Shiombo, the Iru Wagbara.
Okay.
Ariola and her smile. She's always had that beautiful smile.
Yes, she has always had that smile. Yeah. Always. I'm not sure I've ever seen her
Red House. Kemi. I said she had a sister in Red House. Kemi Fabuski.
Oh, our younger sister.
Yeah, it's set after us. 93 set. Yeah. For some reason, I always remember those who had younger sisters and elder sisters. For I don't know why. I don't know why I'm
Maybe because you
obsessed
were
with that
envying
one.
them, that you wish you had family around too.
Maybe who knows? Yeah, it's always good to have someone to talk to. Anyways, okay, let's go to the next one. So, what sports would you have loved introduced in Akure? So, Feggicolla, sorry, before we talk about this, I'm just talking to Feggicolla alumni. If you're listening, whatever sports we enjoy, we would have loved to be introduced. It could be one of the goals of the new expos to see how this can be funded so that girls can have more opportunities for national and international competitions, because like Buki was saying, we don't get to see Nigerians represented in all these other sports, and it's not like there's no space for them. There's definitely space there at the top, but no one to represent. So
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. No one to represent this thing. Do you get? Because between me
No, I
and you,
guess what she means is we have the people, but they are not training the people, and so we're not being represented on the global stage.
maybe
and that is
it's
because
more of
there's a lot of
individual.
politics. There's a lot of politics under NFF, and in fact, there's a lot of politics from the university down to
Yeah, that's what
the
we
state
said. That is
level
the
and the
Nigerian
international
factor.
level. That's why. So even
That's
if you have
what we
people who
call
can
the
represent us,
Nigerian
but
factor.
because maybe those ones are not ready to compromise, because for you to join the team, for you to go and represent us in Nigeria, there's a lot of politics and money change hands and all of that. So if you're not ready and willing to compromise, you understand, and nobody wants to go. So those who are willing to compromise are the ones that go, and then at the end of the day, a lot of them come back disappointed and not collecting their monies and all of that. Most of them just find a way to hide themselves over there and refuse to come back. So the politics in sport is bad. Even when I left, after we left Akure, I actually went to my IMC Enugu. I wanted to join their sport team, but there was politics. Do you get? And I'm
It's
also
who
ready
you
to play
know.
that kind of politics. So that was where my sports, my zeal to continue and be an athlete just died off.
Wow.
I tried even when I went for my HND in Auchi Poly. I tried to join in the same politics. I'm not like, what the hell?
Wow.
So I just backed out and just left it like that.
So
You
that's
know.
how
Mhm.
dreams are being killed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Imagine in Feggicolla, all that
Eh,
guest area spot where we used to do talk shop at the back, all that
Yeah.
space wasted when it could have been
Wasted,
put in,
honestly.
we
You know.
could be put into good use. We could do swimming. Like your question is, what sport would you have loved introduced? I would have loved swimming to be introduced. You know, swimming, gymnastics. Nothing says we can't do all these things. Nothing.
yeah.
Even dance. Nothing says we couldn't do all those things. We had natural talents. All we just needed was a
Mhm.
space and
Yeah.
coaches to harness these talents.
And I don't think people are so dedicated to want to be volunteers, because I know in this part of the world,
Yeah.
well, you have people who will volunteer to train people, to coach
Exactly.
them, mentor
Yes.
them. But everyone is like, hey, how much per hour? How much per hour? How
But
much do you pay me?
but then,
So,
Bumi, back then, if they asked our parents to pay the extra to get us trained, I believe most of us, our parents would have paid.
They would have paid.
I don't think so.
They would have
I
paid.
believe so. They would have paid.
My parents for one would have paid.
My parents would have paid if I
Because
showed
my
interest.
mom was really supportive of my, even down to my brother as well. Very supportive from beginning. In fact, it was in JS1, Mr. Pale caught me as to join the school relative. I wrote a letter to my mom asking her if I should join the school relative. She was like, are you mad? Come on, join. That's when she now told me that she herself was also a sports person. She used to play long distance race and she used to play football. My grandmother used to play football. You
Wow.
get? So and that was when she encouraged me. So I just, that's how I went in, and then she always gave me encouragement all the way.
Nice.
Understand? So I'm sure she would have paid.
My dad,
You
my
know.
dad used to play football. As a matter of fact, my dad's front teeth is broken from playing football, you
Wow.
know.
Wow.
And my youngest brother is the most sportish. He's not tall, but he plays basketball very well. He plays soccer, he runs, and he was the first prefect in his high school. So I may not be sporty like Abotu, but I had some trace genes of sport somewhere that that I know that if they had said, "Oh, you would have to pay extra to do this," and I showed
Mm.
interest, my parents would have paid.
Mm.
Mhm.
I think, being a
Even
federal
now,
school, I think
even now,
there was restriction
even
to what
now,
parents could be
parents,
charged.
they ask parents if their child wants to learn swimming, you have to pay extra for it. Some parents do pay for it. They pay. Even like my nieces and my nephew, I know they go for swimming lessons every Saturday. Do you understand? Because
Yeah.
they want them to learn how to swim and all of that. So I'm sure a lot of parents would want to, But my problem is, at the end of this, what happens when it gets to that national level, they kill it off, especially in a country like Nigeria. It dies off because there's too
Mm.
much bad politics, too much
Mm.
selfishness and self-centeredness behind it.
What do you
So
think? What do you think would be well, I don't know if there's a solution, but just brainstorming here. Do you think there should be more private organizations who can,
yes,
who can bring people rather than
Yes,
that
making
would be
it a
better.
national
That would
thing
be better.
and
yes.
That would be
it
better
fizzles
for
out?
a country like Nigeria.
The
Private
only
school
problem with
organization.
that
Yeah.
is with everything private, it's going to be profit. They
Exploited,
want to
isn't
make
it?
profit,
More
and so it
expensive.
will be more expensive.
But at
So
least if you're able
unless
to get
we
something
have
out of it, it's better.
not for profit organizations
Uh-huh.
supporting,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Not yeah, NGOs. There should be
but
NGO,
then
NGOs,
thank you.
people
NGOs will
who
still
go to
need
source for
funding.
footballers.
We're still going to be back to
Them,
the same problem because NGOs will still need
I'm not
funding,
sure.
and they will have to reach out to the sports organizations and then still get into these politics that Abotu earlier mentioned. You
Yeah, I'm
understand?
not sure. I'm not sure because I have a friend who is also passionate about sports. Sometime early this middle of this year, she was finally able to get approval from Lagos State government to introduce athletics between the private secondary school and the public secondary school, and then we got about 40 schools together, both private and public schools. We got them together at the national stadium, and then she got a few sponsors. Being that I was the first, she got sponsors who sponsored, bought
Mm,
gifts and all of that. It was the first one, so people were not too. But now that is a yearly event, I'm sure the next one will be better.
will be
And
better.
I
Nice.
can tell you that the public schools won all the sports. As in, it was
Wow.
just athletics alone, but the public schools took the first, second, and third position. So
Mm,
I'm sure that would have been a wake up call for the private school,
Yeah.
secondary school.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of interaction. So
Mm.
for someone like her, who's an NGO on her own, I think she was depending mainly on getting sponsorship.
private funding.
Mm.
Yes.
Let
uh
me ask.
So
Let
if
me
you have
ask.
people like that, it might not be expensive
Mm.
because it was kind
Let
of
me ask.
free. She got the stadium free and all of that.
Yeah.
You get? Mhm.
How about someone like that Toby Amusho, who actually, until she
Mhm.
went out of the country and
Yeah.
was able to represent Nigeria, how did she need to go through any NB? Is it NFA or whatever? How
No,
She has,
was she able to represent
yeah,
Nigeria outside the country?
she
I
has
think
to.
when
She has to go through the. I don't know what they call our athletics, whatever. She has to go through them. You understand?
Mm,
But I'm sure she must have. I've known about Toby Amuson for a while.
really?
She's been in that field for quite some time. You understand?
but when I
So
was
I'm sure she
listening
kept
to
on
her
pushing and
story,
pushing and pushing.
she could not
Mm.
get all the training that she
Mm,
required.
She
That was
mm,
why
required, yes.
she
I think what
decided,
most of the
she and
training
her
she got was
family
personal
decided that
training.
she should relocate to the
Yeah,
United States.
United
yeah.
exactly.
And she had to work hard to pay for coaching and
Yes.
get the training in
It's it's
whatever.
painful,
Yeah.
honestly. It's
So
sad.
even the other girl, her friend, the long jump, or is it the high jump girl? The long jump girl, her friend,
The long
Amushon,
jump one, yes.
Yeah, the long jump one, the same thing. You know, it was like her family had to pitch in, you know, for her to get coaching and pay for coaching and all of that. It's just so sad, you
It's
know.
sad,
So
honestly. Very sad.
they had to
And
believe in
You know,
themselves
you
and
have
go train
talent.
themselves to come and represent Nigeria.
yes,
It's
because
just
there are
very
so
sad.
many who don't even have the funds to even travel to the airport, not to talk of out of the country, and they are talented, man. They are. So
They are talented. You know, there was one, I can't remember which of the, I
they'll
don't know
be
whether it's
breaking
Olympics
records
or
like
whatever. I was seeing so many Nigerian names and I was pained. Representing other countries. I was like, what's going on?
Oh, that
If you are
happens
bad
every
in
time.
everywhere, should you be bad in sports?
I know
Okay, look at our
footballers.
footballers now.
Yeah,
That
Now
exactly.
happens
look at the
every time.
footballers. So what they do, they encourage it like they encourage only the footballers. I don't know why. But even at the football
Even the
level, you got
footballers, they are
there's a lot of
struggling.
lobbying.
Yeah.
So if you notice that most of the people who go and represent us are not the correct people who are supposed to represent us, but because they were able to lobby and pay their way, they get in there and then they play nonsense. They are not the best, but because you are able to lobby, you know, they put you there and then you just go to the field and play nonsense. After when you come back, you came last, or you are kicked out after the first stage. Nobody cares. You get so that it's a sad thing, honestly. You know,
Yeah.
it's painful. Sometimes I just
Well,
like, you know.
for I hope the Feggicolla, I'm sure by the time it gets to the Feggicolla alumni, that's part of why there's an alumni. You know, what can be done to make Feggicolla better? I would, you know, if people can take that initiative of thinking of how to sponsor, because I know we have heavy ladies even in our midst, you know, as Feggicollas. I'm not just talking of 92 set now, who can push things, who can press
Yeah,
things from the top and
yeah.
make things happen. So this is an awareness now for the committee, not committee, the ESCOs and
Of the
the people
alumni,
up there to start to think, please, what can we do to make Feggicolla sports come alive again? We don't want to keep losing, letting dreams of people who are highly talented. I wish I had heard the Avotu's name. Me too. I'll be saying, yeah, I know her. She was my
Did you know that
everybody.
Ronke Akirotimi too used to run?
You said what?
Who?
Ronke
Uh,
Akirotimi.
really?
Yeah,
I
he used
can't
to
remember.
represent Yellow House.
Really?
Really? I can't
Mhm.
remember. I
Ah,
can't remember. I can't remember at all.
oh.
I can't remember. Maybe that's where I got to know her. Then. No, as in having that relationship, you know. I
Yes.
keep trying to crack my head why we are kind of close because I just maybe that's why. You know,
Uh,
actors had the way of getting close to each other.
so we said gymnastics, swimming. But the thing with swimming, I hope
No,
the
but you know,
water.
okay, gymnastics is different from calisthenics, right?
Which one
Or
is
are they the same
calisthenics?
thing?
Gymnastics, well, the acrobatic or the
Okay,
jumping
the
or
acrobatics and all of that.
or
Okay.
the I
Because
don't
even the
know.
calisthenics, I remember there was one lady that came to teach us calisthenics, oh boy. That woman, she was so abusive.
You see, that's usually the thing,
She was,
frustrated
in fact, the
people.
soccer woman was worse than her. But you know, her own was too much. I beg, I had to run away. You know, you're teaching children something. Why would you be
I
abusing them?
know.
Do you get?
Be a coach.
You
Proper.
know, why
So
use
that's
abusive
another
words
thing
on
to
them?
look
They're
out for.
learning. They don't
People
know
who
it
are
all.
patient to
Yeah.
teach people and mentor people and coach them right without adding to their problems. I know Feggicolla was academically oriented or focused, so maybe that's why sports was not, you know, the main thing. But now with the world today,
No, but funny enough,
yeah,
Prince they used to carry, I mean, play with them inter-house sports, as in,
Yeah, I think
because I remember
she
a couple of
also
times
appreciated
that we had to
sport.
go out to represent the school.
Waibu.
We had to go and see her in the office, and she spoke to us and told us, I don't want you coming back last. Make sure you come first. You know, she
ah,
used to encourage us, you know.
oh,
Even when we had to go to Bida all the way, her former school, she was like, please don't go down and embarrass me. You can't be traveling all the way from Accra to Niger State. Make sure you come back. And even when we came back, I was hoping she called us out of the assembly. I didn't want to come out. I was like, oh my goodness. She was like, oh, all of you, school related, Moya, come out, let's clap for them, you know. So, but Quincy used to encourage us. You understand?
oh, that's
I
good.
think Quincy likes sports and Even when we go for match
and
pass outside, yeah,
and
she
cultural
encourages.
stuff.
Yeah, that was one
Because
of her
that's the
good
only
sides.
way we get social life, isn't it? We are cooked up in that space 24/7. So the only thing that could give us life and
Yeah, that's
make
true.
us more have a good mental well-being was to get involved in all these extras.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think, because if you remember too, she will support all the cultural teams, Obele, all those
Yes,
Obele
yes,
Diama solo
exactly.
people,
Yeah,
the Egba Kiniko. She
all
encouraged
of us. Yes,
all
she
those
encourages. Yes.
things because, like Bumi said, I guess those were the little outlets that she was comfortable,
Yeah.
that she could allow us get in.
Yeah. That's true.
Wonderful. Okay, so we'll go to the next set of people. For those joining us online, you are welcome. Thank you for joining in. All we need is how to make Feggicolla great again by brainstorming and bringing ideas of how we can be good Samaritans in our alma mater, like our song says. Long live our school. Yes, at the end we say long live our school, and the only way we can make it live long is when we bring in new, fresh ideas that would make that school live longer than everyone here. Okay, so the next thing, let me bring on the screen. Oops. Yep, it is. No, before that. So, August celebrant, Shalewa Bukola
Hey, my baby girl.
me. So
Very
can you
nice
talk?
person. Nice disposition. Calm.
Who is that?
Shallow.
Yeah, Shalewa
Very quiet. Very
Olumide,
calm. Her smile too. Always smiling. I'm not
popular.
sure I've ever seen her angry. You
Yeah,
understand?
she had an elder sister.
Very
Yeah,
friendly person.
Yeah, I don't know the system.
elder sister
Very
in Pop
friendly
House
person.
too.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. And Buki Blue House.
Cool,
Bookie
calm,
one.
collected.
Buki
Abidaku.
Abidaku, yes.
I know the name, but I can't really.
No,
I'm not sure
let
what
us
that is.
Oh,
Waffle. And I
I
she
thought
can't
you
was
would
remember.
she was also she also had this pretty smile. Cool, calm. She's ebony. Her,
yes, yes.
beautiful
Ah,
black.
okay.
She was cool, calm, and collected. And one thing about Buki that y'all don't know, and I guess in another forum we'll talk about it though.
Mm.
Buki so impressed all of us on the North America um platform when she became president.
Okay.
We all saw another side of Buki. She would call everybody to find out what they were good in. She engaged everybody so much
Wow.
so that, yeah, she's very hands-on, very accommodating, very, oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh. She always had ideas, and she pulled even quiet people like Tekmewe that would not pull them out. We had different discussions, interesting. So Buki is very resourceful, you know, you know.
Wow, that's
Um,
nice.
That's
yeah.
good to hear. That's good
That's
to
good.
hear. Oh, let's.
And Bumi Fajana was the very first person I met when I resumed school. I
Oh,
think we lined up together at that point of entrance. Um, and our moms, they just kind of like clicked,
mm.
instantly. But of course, there were no phones back then, so I'm not sure that friendship could continue. And
Continue.
then Bumi was now in purple house, I was in yellow. So, but yeah, that was the first person in my set that I
Oh,
would meet.
oh, that's great. That's sweet. I remember Bumi
Bumi
Fajana
was
was
quiet too, though. She was on the
in
quiet side too.
C class.
She was
In
in
Yeah.
C class.
C class, I remember
Uh-huh.
because I used to sit in E class near the window. I used to see all the people, all the drama, all the people that are shouty and loud and everything. Rather than listening to the teacher, you're busy looking through the window at other people. Anyway,
I can imagine.
Abi.
She's quiet too. One of these
Bumi wasn't
Bumi is
quite
not
though.
exactly quiet, so
No, I can't say she was.
I
I used
can't
to
say
hear her
she's
voice from
quiet.
E-class. See, she was one of.
but she wasn't
No,
lousy. She
she
wasn't
wasn't.
loud.
No, but
She
she's
had
Uh-huh.
a
not
loud
quiet.
voice.
You
She
can't
was
call her
not.
quiet either.
No, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quiet. I think she's in
Wow.
South Africa at the moment.
Yeah, she is in South Africa now.
Oh, she's in
Okay,
South
what?
Africa too.
Who?
Ah, she's in
She
South
was
Africa.
saying she's
Really, I
the
didn't
only
know.
one there, and I'm
Are
thinking
you?
the last time I chatted with her, she was like, "Oh, she's the only one here in South Africa." Oh, I think Lola Johnson was in South Africa, but
No, was it Lola Johnson? No, it was this girl now that was in South Africa for a while, for some time.
Sholakwe,
February.
Ojolakwe,
Ujolakwe.
oh, she's in
Yeah.
Canada
Ojolakwe
now.
Sholanke.
Ujolakwe was in South Africa, yeah.
I
But
think she's in.
for some time, but she's back to Nigeria now.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh,
She's back.
didn't know that.
Mm.
Yes. So let's see. What competitions can you remember?
Waibu,
Waibu. What was that Waibu?
That's
Warri,
Waibu.
Akure, Idoani, Benin, Ugwalawo.
Hey,
Ugwalawo.
you remember everything now.
But at a
Wow.
point, yeah, initially it was Wiba.
Yes.
Ugwalawo, it was later they added Ugwalawo. Yes. Initially it was Wiba.
Okay.
Warri,
Hey, I
Idwani,
know
Benin,
that name
Akure.
was
Then later they
smoking.
added Ugwalawo.
Okay.
That's when it became
I have to
Waibu.
find another name.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
Listen, I really work on, so we know.
Abby. Oh,
Yeah.
I think that was
It
the
was
major
interesting.
one.
I think the only competition I attended under YB was the one we had in Warri. That we had to go and represent the school there, Warri. And then
What about the one they had in Akure? You were not in the team.
where to?
You know that there was one that they came that
No,
Akure
Akure was
we
the one in
hosted.
Akure
Oh, that we
was the
hosted,
social
yeah.
aspect, no? The one
No,
in
No,
we
it
Akure
was
was
the
hosted.
the
There was
social
one we
aspect.
competition
hosted. I
now.
remember.
It was the social aspect. The one in Warri was the sports aspect.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yes, because
the
I remember
social, yeah, all the
I
cultural
represented
dance, all
Feggicolla
the,
in
yeah.
60 meters and I won. Then myself and Anita represented for 60 meters, but I won, but she didn't win. IG represented 100 meters and 200 meters.
ID was a fast
Yes.
runner. Kilo day with those are thick legs. Ew.
I
And
do. I'm
then
sure
I
if she
think
was here too.
we had them what's called the relay team as well. So
Mm.
that was just the only sports under YB that we attended. But just that one. Mm. I think it
I'm
was
sure
it wasn't every year. I can't remember. Was it every 2 years? I can't remember. But the one in Akure was the social aspect, traditional, cultural, and whatever. Uh-huh.
Mm,
Yes.
wow, interesting. I'm sure I do have our own stories of how politics. But she's in the maybe that was in later life. Um, was in the US. I would have said maybe what should have continued, but it's possible she had lost the the dream of running before she got into the
No,
US.
she hasn't because I still does a lot of workout and jogging and all of that. So
I mean
yeah.
competitions now, like all these
Oh, competition? No, no,
representing.
no, no. Of course not.
Yeah,
Of
I'm sure
course
she
not.
will have her own tale to tell to. I mean, story to tell to about
To our
how.
children. Oh, definitely,
So, what
definitely.
are you
I
guys
think
doing
one of
to
Jamaica
revive it?
Louis' daughter is also a sports person. I can't remember. One of our
You
children
guys
is a
can come
sports person.
together now and revive. Do something. What your experience, so that other people who are coming behind you won't experience the same thing. Like that's independent thing we talked about. You
Yeah.
never know. You can have associations with. Yeah,
Yeah.
just an idea, but it will be nice because you can be coaches. You can be coaches yourself. You're qualified to. I don't know if you're qualified to be coaches, but you
Yeah,
have the
you have
passion.
to go through training
You
and
had
all
the
of that.
dream. You were
Qualify.
involved in it, so I think you will be the good coaches of younger ones. But there we
I think
go.
I'll take that up. I'll find out how it works out.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't mind because
With all
all
these
these
particular
Olympics,
ones, before you know
I
it,
don't miss
hey,
watching them. All these Olympics and athletics, whatever. Once it's time, I just sit down, just be watching, I just be
I
remembering. So,
know. You're
this
remembering
could have been
things.
me,
I know, right?
you know.
But
So I always
anyway.
watch. I love watching them. I don't miss them at
I
all.
love watching
Like
them
the
too. Even
Commonwealth,
my
I watched
husband
the
is
whole of
like, you're
Commonwealth.
just so interested in sports. I said, yes, so. I
Yes.
love soccer. I watch soccer. You know,
Exactly.
I
I
watch
just
track and
finished.
field, swimming,
Okay.
gymnastics.
Mm.
Okay, I had a bit of what's it called? Volleyball. I during my NYC days, I was the volleyball captain.
Really?
I told you that
Yes,
we had volleyball.
I was volleyball captain. No, but I didn't learn. My volleyball didn't come from my class. It came after we
Mm.
left school. We
Okay.
No.
had there was YWCA. There was YWCA, so there was a coach who was training people on volleyball and all of that. So our church kind of introduced some of the youth to go. So I used to go and just play around. I didn't really take it serious. Until I found myself in camp, and then my platoon had to play, and I happened to be in fact, it was like I was a one man squad. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
At the point, I had to put bandage on my hand because I was covering for everybody, only me. So I think
Wow.
that was where the coach for for the for the for this youth camp there picked me out. So the outgoing captain now told the man that no, this girl has to be the captain. You get so
Yeah.
that's how we started playing volleyball. But of course, after youth service now, I just went back there.
Oh.
But I had
So
fun.
this
I had
is
fun.
exactly what
I had
we're
fun.
talking about. So
I had
Avotu is
fun.
just a bundle of
Of talent.
sportsmanship, of talent,
Yes.
and just because of Nigerian factor, and I'm using
Factor.
air quotes here, you know,
Exactly.
we should be saying, oh, we know a world champion, in our class. We should be saying
Mm.
that now, or more
Mm.
than even
Exactly.
one. Jumoke Olowo was also a very good runner. I
Honestly,
remember
Mm.
that
honestly, very
as she
good.
would be running, she would be
Very
hitting
good.
her skirt, and her skirt would be flying up. That was her style. She was a fast
Yeah,
runner too, you know.
Yeah, I remember
honestly.
all those glucose. We were the glucose club then.
Glucose,
Give them
yes,
glucose, glucose.
Exactly. Look
Wow.
at
you know.
Heidi. Heidi could have gone far. So
Yeah,
sometimes I
I
sit
did
down, I just look
too.
at, there was a day I brought out my certificate and I looked at my timing and I looked at the timing on one of these, is it Olympics or whatever? My
Mm.
timing was better. I was like, what the hell is this?
Imagine.
I said,
Can
See,
you
look at that speed.
imagine?
imagine.
Honestly,
Hi.
I was like, man,
It's paining me. Oh, the
hi.
thing they pay me well,
This
well.
was
And with ID stature, you will not think she'll be able to run so fast. That's what used to thrill me. With Abotu
no,
stature, okay,
I do.
yeah, okay.
Huh?
With ID stature, but when ID
Uh,
is running, you could
to
eventually
feel
feel the
the ground
boom, boom, boom,
shaking.
boom,
Uh,
boom, boom.
you
She was
feel the ground
running.
shaking.
She was in my class. I just used to look at this girl. Now don't cross her way. She lies on you,
I know, I did a good one. Honestly,
Mm.
yeah,
You know,
very good
when they
one.
used to have sports then, that all this Waibu time or competition, international. I mean, sorry, not international. The sports day at
Yeah.
Akure. That's when they put the boys to run, you just hear everywhere.
I
eh?
know they fly up
Big
the
girls
steps.
will run. No,
They'll
but when
fly up
those
the
boys
steps for
run, I'll
them to
be
be
like,
able to stop.
earthquake. I don't know why. But, that's
Uh,
nice.
I think it's the speed. The speed.
Mm.
If you look at the Olympics as well, you see that they run quite a distance before they stop.
Yes,
Yeah, because
yes.
there's so much speed in them. I think
Mm,
the kind of momentum the men have is not as it's stronger than that of the women. So you
mm.
find that some even run all the way to almost 400 meters before they stop. Sometimes they'll
Wow.
have to go and call them back. You know, it's a good one. I think we had fun.
We had
You know,
fun. It
yeah, we
was
had
fun
fun.
while it lasted. Yeah.
I think we did well.
Yeah.
We did well. All our outings, every inter sports we went for, we did well. We always came back with. It's either we are coming back with first, second, or first, second. In fact, there was one day we went to do and we came back first, second, fifth. In fact, we collected
Mm.
everything. It was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice if you ladies who are the sports celebrities then could, have a group and come to talk about something that could ginger things. Like you were talking about, your record was even better than an Olympic Olympic medals record. So, good things can still come out of our school, our Feggicolla. Okay, without further ado, let's look at these are the ones: Toby, Ayede,
I remember.
and
I remember the
Folafas.
Oh,
name, but
I
I can't
remember
remember.
Toby. She was tall and slim, greenhouse.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Can't remember. I remember the name, but I'm not sure I had
Which
any.
one of them?
Toby.
Oh,
I
Toby.
can't
Yeah,
remember
she was
having
oh,
any
she was
close contact with her, but I remember the name well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And multipreneur.
Epo.
Multipreneur
FFF.
Florence FF Florence Faso for FFF. Yeah.
Hey, FFF. My
Fola
buddy,
Florence Fason.
Yeah.
my baby. I love Fola.
Stand
She's a
for food.
bundle of energy. She's full of energy, full of life.
Yes. For
Has always been
intentional
like
woman.
full of energy, full of
She has
life. Right
always
from
been like that.
she has
Yes.
always been like that. You know. So I'm not surprised with the way she has
And
grown
then
up.
also, as full as energy and of life as she is and was back then, somehow
Mm.
she never gets into trouble.
Ah,
Somehow.
I think Fola was one of those that they cut their hair when they maybe perming
yes,
or something like that too.
yes.
If
She was
A
among
lot
those
of
that
us fell into that
yes.
category.
permed hair after holiday, you see the
They cut her
just
hair. I think yeah, I
playful.
remember.
And that's
I think after that she started carrying low cut also.
yeah, she's yeah.
Mm.
That I remember a name now because in E class, Foluke Odunlami.
Oh yeah.
Where is that lady?
I don't know
that,
where she
that name just
is.
popped in my head now. That Foluke Odunlami.
Ah, Foluke Jami, that's true.
Yeah, she was on my left
Where
hand, I
so?
mean right hand side in
In
E
fact, as
class,
I was doing
yellow
my
house
list,
as well.
as I was doing that my list for election, nobody even mentioned her name. Wow.
Just now the name
Her
just
name didn't come up.
Foluke
Wow.
Odunlami.
Foluke Odunlami, I wonder where she. I'll ask in the group if
Okay.
anybody knows where she is.
And Echo, I can't remember MMO, but I
She
know
was a
that name.
popular. She
I
was
know that
kind of
name.
a bubbly, kind of. What I mean bubbly, I mean jovial, playful. I
Nah,
think I
people have
I
aged
think, I think
gracefully.
it
I
was
can't
because of is
remember
it Ife
the face.
Agina or Enointi that I got to know her.
Yeah.
Yes. She was very playful, nice, good person. Yeah.
Oh.
I guess
Mm.
I'm mixing her up. Who was that
No,
lady, that girl in GS1 that wrote letter to principal, to her parents, and principal frustrated her life out of Feggicolla? What's that girl's name?
Coco Maupo.
Oh,
That
I'm
name
like,
too.
so
Kokoma.
that's where the confusion was. I'm like, oh, Kokoma only did 1 year with us. How come? So I kept mixing that. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
She's another one I can't really remember. I remember the name, but I'm not sure I had any interaction with.
Ah,
Yeah. Or maybe I
probably.
can't. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank God for life. Okay.
Yeah.
Finally, Kakiri is not here to talk about the Kakiri.
Oh, okay.
Or Kakiri is a business by one of us. Who has had any experience with the Kakiris? Joyful
Fola Fashion is the latest
journey.
person.
Yeah, by Ronke and Dio. So it was,
Yeah, we
supposed to
gather
talk
here.
about the business today, but I couldn't get hold of any of them. But yeah, so it's about I think travels. If you want to travel anywhere in the world, they are there to help you. So Feggicolla girls, we've got people who are into travel and tourism. If you're listening to us, this is a business of the day, Kakiri Joyful Travels or Joyful Journeys. They are on www.kaakiri.co.uk. Check them up. All right. I think this is where we call it a wrap and sing our national anthem. Any last words before we go from anyone?
Yes, I noticed I couldn't join the discussion with the electoral committee because it was 3 a.m. my time, but
Whoa.
I watched the full version, and I noticed at the end when we were singing the national anthem, Sister Tokumbo,
Yeah.
she couldn't sing it. And I wish I was live. I was going to ask her that because I know that
In yellow.
she was in 80 something set, right? Is it that
Yes.
the school anthem
85.
came after there, or she
Oh.
just can't remember why? So if you ever have another interaction with her, please put that
Okay.
question across to her.
Okay.
Otherwise, we challenge her to go learn the song.
We'll put it as homework. Everyone has to learn that song. I think. Well, I think she ended up singing it at last, or maybe she was muted or something. But
I think I was confused. I think maybe she said she doesn't have a good voice, but she wasn't even lisping it at all. Is where I got confused.
Okay, I'll send that back as a
That's
feedback.
how hard I watched that thing.
It was interesting. I was even thinking, I said I was going to call in Feggi's sister Kumbi back.
It was
she
good
had
to see
lots
Kumbi. It was good to see Kumbi Babatunde.
Yeah.
She was one of the seniors that I used to admire. She was always so composed. She doesn't trouble junior.
Yeah.
It was so good to
Honestly.
see her. It was so good to see her.
She has so much to say, and I was like, wow, I wish.
Yes. And the volunteer work she was already doing, and everything she talks about what she was doing. Oh my gosh. I'm like, she was impressive, and I'm even more impressed by her. So if you get to talk to her, to tell her Bukia, well, no matter, I hope she remembers me.
Okay. So are we saying we should bring her on? What do we think? Bring her on.
Yeah, we can.
Bring her on to do what? Let's discuss that on the main platform.
Okay. All right, we'll discuss it later. Because we know there are so many Feggi sisters out there who are listening and who have lots of stuff to say about Feggicolla, their experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we want to be able to incorporate everyone to come and have their say on our Feggicolla chat. It will be nice to have everyone. One love keeps us together. So let's sing our national. I keep saying national anthem, school anthem. It's a national anthem now. Let's sing our school anthem together. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, Feggicolla,
as we always
honesty, lucky and discipline. Our motto here remains that in unity we stand. Our goal we must achieve, success all the way.
We pledge
to
to
do our best and raise our banner.
Feggicolla
Girls'Arise,
success
is our aim.
Verse 2.
Our pledge we must keep to make the school the best. Oh God, help us in all our endeavors
to serve
with
with
the might
and to walk
with strength unfair. That we are going to the glory of our soul. We pledge to do our best and raise our banner. Feggicolla Girls'Arise, success is our aim.
Lord,
lead us.
Nice to sing this together with you all. So thank you very much, everyone watching, and thank you, Buki. Thank you,
Thank you too, baby girl.
Thank you, Bumi, for putting this together.
Thank you, Buki.
Thank you, Avo too. I wanted to call you Abobo, but that's
Abobo. Anyone is fine.
Abo 1, Abo 2, Abo 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bye, everyone. Take care. We're going offline now. Bye.
Bye.